Gonzaga, first time ever,
man.
gets the number 1 spot. Do you really think they're the number 1 team in the nation? Because I'll tell you what, the teams they have beaten are nobodies.
Well,
Nobodies.
that is part of being out of the Big Six. I mean, they're not in any of the Big Six powerhouse conferences. So it's sort of part of the deal. You know what? I put it this way. You know, in the NFL, they sit there and they're like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah has the easiest strength of schedule based on last year's record. And blah, blah, blah has the hardest strength of schedule based on last year's record. The teams that get the schedule don't pick the schedule. So all you can do as a team is go out and play the schedule that you are given. And Gonzaga has gone out and played the schedule they were given, and they have a nation Division A best record at 29-2. It is not their fault that the teams they play against are not very good. It's just not.
True.
So you can't, they've gone out and they've won the games they need to win. They've played very well. Ironically enough, though, you look at this, and one of the things we said, and I'll never forget us talking about this because I was a little surprised you said it, and then yesterday I realized that I still have the video saved of it, is us talking about Gonzaga. And they had a very hot start. And we pointed out one thing, you actually brought this up, and I couldn't disagree with you, was the fact that it's hard to look at this team and still not expect them to fall short when the tournament gets here. We expected them to be there. We expected them to have a good year. Now, this is one thing we didn't predict, okay? We didn't call for them to be the number 1 ranked team after 18 weeks of college basketball, or whatever it is, weeks of college basketball.
Pull up, do me a favor while you're there. Pull up the Gonzaga schedule, because I want you to see what I'm talking about when they've beaten nobodies. And that's the thing that when it comes to tournament time, if they happen to get a number 1 seed, and they have to play in the second round a good team, a solid team from a power conference, they could be in trouble. And even the second round is a number 1 seed. I don't think they lose in the first round because, let's face it, 16 seeds are 16 seeds. But
who knows? One of the 16 seeds could be a team from their conference.
Could be.
I mean, that's, that's the bottom line. And look, I was not shocked that they were given the ranking.
No, you're going to be shocked when you see this and you see the teams they've played this year. Just read them out.
Southern Utah, West Virginia, South Dakota, Clemson, Oklahoma, Davidson. I don't even know who this team is. Lou. They don't even have a symbol for this team. Pacific Tigers, Washington State, number 13 Illinois is one of their losses.
Yep.
Kansas State, Campbell, Baylor, number 22 Oklahoma State they beat. Pepperdine, Santa Clara. All right, I'm getting the point. They lost to number 13 Butler by
Their
1.
only win against the top 25 is that Oklahoma State win, because I believe their other losses to Butler.
Illinois and Butler are their 2 losses on the year.
And those are the two highest ranked teams they played. They beat a number 22 Oklahoma State. That's not that good a resume, believe it or not. It's really not. I mean, you tell me. You looked at it because I'm sure you probably didn't even realize it.
That's a difference though right now in what you might be looking at, or maybe not what you're looking at, but based on what you just said, that's not a good resume. Hence why they still might not get a number 1 seed in the tournament.
Most of their wins have come against I think they have
16 of their 27 wins are against their conference.
Yeah.
And the most notable team in their conference is BYU.
Yeah.
That would be the most notable team in their conference.
And they struggled to beat BYU. Remember that game?
Yeah. It was we were just watching it, what was that, last Thursday, Wednesday,
Yeah,
something like that.
BYU really had a chance to win that game and screwed it for themselves.
Yeah, they did. You know what? I will say that, like I said, their resume may not be that impressive, but look, this team ranks 3rd in the entire nation in offensive efficiency. They're 23rd in defensive efficiency. They shoot almost 56% from the field if you include 2s and 3s, which ranks 8th in the country. So, no matter who they're playing, this team is still putting up baskets. They're shooting at a high percentage. They're still playing good basketball. They're 29-2, 16-0 in their conference. And they're the only team that was ranked in the top 5 that didn't lose last week. So what else, you know what I mean? Almost as a school, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, they are considered in a mid-major conference, but you have Duke who lost to Virginia. I mean, the one thing I will say is at least it wasn't unanimous. If you told me this was a unanimous first place vote, then I'd be like, all right, you guys are being a little crazy. I can't completely agree with you on this one. I'm sorry to tell you that. But it wasn't unanimous.